Live from Canada, it's the SSN Podcast with your host, Larcher, Colin, and Liberty. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Select Start Network Podcast. I can't even do the right. I always want to do the old school intro, but now that I have that new intro, I can't. And it's like, and then Lib just
you
made
just
fun
jump
of me.
right into it.
Lib just made fun of me for my video intro, and he hurt my feelings. No, it's
that's what I was trying to do. So I mean,
mission
mission
accomplished.
accomplished.
You fucking bull.
Just a little bit of bullying.
Oh my god, how's it going, guys? I hope everyone's doing well today.
Doing good.
Haven't shaved in a while, and
Yeah, I told myself I was going to shave this morning, look good for this, and I just no.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm starting to look more and more like a homeless man every day. Like, it just, scraggles are getting real. I think after the podcast today, we're going to be doing a fucking shave. Maybe we'll do a shave cast.
Ooh. Ooh.
I got the cameras. We could do the angles.
Do the pubes too.
Oh,
Wait a second. You gotta pay for that.
Once Manscaped sponsors us and not Smooth My Balls, yeah, you know what? Sure, we'll do a pube cast.
Manscaped,
I
do that. We will give you money not to do that.
They're like, we will give you as much money as you want if you never associate our name with your company ever again.
We'll pay you $10,000 to fuck off.
Yeah. See, that's the key. That's how we get the money. Is we threaten other companies to sponsor them, and then they have to be like,
tell people you sponsored us unless you sponsor us.
It's the ultimate Ponzi scheme. We barely have to work, and we just talk trash about other companies. It's great. That's how we make money, right?
Guaranteed success.
That guaranteed something. I can tell you that much. Oh my god. But yes, well, this is episode 11 of the SSN Podcast. While we're in the middle of not a pandemic, we're at the tail end of that. Some of our lucky schmucks have gotten shots already, but we're also in the middle of fucking E3 this week, and there's some news that's popped. Some other stuff that's not so but I figure we could talk about some of the things. One of the big ones, mostly because of the three of us, we like to shoot, we like to pew, we like to bang bang. There was the early reveal of Battlefield 2042, which is kind of like a mix of future war and past, like current war, like modern war, warfare.
Close future.
Yeah, close future is the best way to describe it. Where they have robot dogs with with guns and sky suits for everyone, glide suits.
Yeah, that's not realistic at all. Not like the NYPD has a whole bunch of robot dogs now.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to talk about the NYPD having glide suits. I'm like, man, can you imagine?
That would be the worst.
That would be bold.
So many motherfuckers think they're John McClane and just right onto the ground.
They all think they're John McClane anyway, so I mean, give them a wingsuit and they're just going to try even harder.
Right. It's okay. Have you guys watched the trailer? I talked about it on the stream.
I watched it earlier. It looks like a lot of mayhem and chaos and just bullshit, but like in a fun way.
It looks like they're leaning into it because, like simply the jet rocket shot, which is, if you've watched like old Battlefield clips, that's shit that people actually did.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like them saying, "Hey, we know the crazy shit you do. Maybe we're gonna lead into it in the gameplay and let you have a lot of fun with it."
Maybe
that's what I'm hoping.
I thought that was a famous that was like a real famous clip of that one guy doing it, jumping out the jet using a rocket launcher, shooting another one, getting back in. I saw a reaction video earlier of him watching the trailer and seeing the clip and how they recreated it, and he was just losing his mind. It was fantastic.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, there's a lot of promise with that game, but then there's also a lot of worry because it's EA and they haven't had the best track record when it comes to their primary titles. Excuse me. Especially in the idea with this one, there's not going to be a single player campaign. Their closest thing that they're going to do for this is going to be you could play offline or with just like a PvE if you want. Just play it against bots, but a full price Battlefield, I don't. I don't know.
I'd like to talk about this more, but we have to pay $29.99 to keep having this conversation about EA.
Yeah, that's true.
That's right.
Sorry,
We gotta get the
guys.
battle pass
You
for
gotta
it.
pay.
Oh wait, you guys didn't sign up for like the EA subscription?
No,
It only reduces talking prices down to $25 instead of $30, and I'm only paying $80 a month.
Damn, that's a deal.
Where'd that other extra charges come from, baby?
Well, that's just the subscription price that I have to pay for premium, and then all of the sex games. So
Oh, the sex games, of course, yes. all those hentai dating sims.
It's not
that
a
you love
subscription.
So much.
I'm just spending $80 a month on Steam games.
Oh my Steam games, Jesus.
I kind of agree though that it's a big price tag. It's EA, and then also it's multiplayer only, like 7 maps to start.
Yeah.
I think if they're gonna roll out free content, like that's better, but it's always when you have a shell of a game and you release it and then you fill out the shell, it's like that's add-ons to downloadable content should be just what it's called. It should be add-ons to the game. It shouldn't be filling out the game. Like even a game with like lots of updates, like Overwatch when it was released. Like release Overwatch was a full game with lots of shit to do, lots of heroes, all that stuff, and then they just continued to add on and update it with different stuff.
Free. What are they called in Overwatch? Not Legends. They're not. Is it operators?
Heroes, maybe.
Heroes, yeah, sure.
Dude, I have not played Overwatch in like 2 years.
Yeah.
So
we'll say like it was free DLC for the characters. Free DLC if they I don't know if they've really done any different maps. I haven't played the game in a long time, but there's that as well. Like their biggest system was the loot box. If you wanted to get skins and all that, cosmetics, you paid for that, and that's how like EA would make their, or not EA, but Blizzard / Activision would make their money and whatnot. But then there's also like again another game that we love to play, Siege. At launch, Siege had 11 maps at least when it came out, and 5 different game modes. Right, like there was a variety of things and a decent amount of defenders and attackers on both sides. It's like
32, right? I think 32 on release.
Oh, operator sound I can find out for you right now. But
or 40. It might be 40.
How many?
Or it might be 20. I think it's only 20.
Maybe it was 10, guys. Let's see how many operators are there. Oh, see, that's not asking. No, it's telling me there's 60 now. It's not telling me how much there were.
Five different factions, each with 4 operators for both sides. So I think it was 20.
There you go. Yeah, and yeah, so like, all with unique abilities and all that. And now, I mean, honestly, Battlefield has like your scout, your medic, your assault, recon, and like that's 4 classes. And then I'm also worried that they're going to be doing the classic COD mentality, because Battlefield was known for this too, which is like if you want a new scope, you gotta get a bunch of kills to then upgrade to that scope. And I don't want that to be a thing, because that's the shit. That's one of the things that really turned me off for COD, was the idea like if I want to upgrade my gun, I have to like get X amount of kills, and it's like, okay, or this is old COD, you could pay for the premium stuff and you get the scope right away, and you can just headshot noobs like left and right. And it's like, how's I don't know.
Yeah, that's the dangerously close to pay to win type of feature that kind of turns me off of a lot of games. If I hear a game has that, I just lose all interest.
I agree. I understand where you're coming from, but personally, Modern Warfare, not Cold War, but Modern Warfare, the newer one, it had that mechanic, and I loved it. I loved that basically I wanted to pick up a gun that was good and try and use it. So I went into multiplayer, I used it bare bones, and kind of like as I was leveling it up, I got better attachments. I finally got a kit, and then I had my good guns, and then it's like I had to use the gun to like it's like you have to use it. You have to play the game for the rewards of the betterment. I don't like the pay to win mechanics of like, oh, use your Battlefield bucks to get attachments early.
Battlefield bucks.
Well, that's one of the things, right, that a lot of these games have had the issue in the past. Which is if you wanted something, you can just unlock it or grind it. But if you were a casual gamer, you played the game maybe once a week, maybe 2-3 times, maybe twice a week, you would get punished, because either you'd have the people who'd buy the premium pass stuff, and get the best unlocks right away, or the best guns, because that used to be a thing Call of Duty where guns were locked. Oh my god, I hated that part. Or yeah, you were just you play against the grinders who had prestige 16 times already, and are now like they have already unlocked everything, and it's like I don't like the idea of gating equipment and having it there as like an incentive to play more. I think it should be, here's your unlock. The incentive to, if you want, for those equipment is like skins or different emotes of some sort, of sprays and all that jazz. I think that's the way kind of it should, in my opinion. I don't like the idea of things being behind a gate and it costs money, or you have to grind for God knows how long. Siege switched it over, thank God, a few years back. Because only if you remember this, Siege back in the day, you needed to use your renown. Is it your renown? Yeah, your renown points to unlock attachments. That shit was nuts. Because then if you grab the wrong attachment for the wrong gun, like fucking you picked Ella and you got a muzzle brake instead of the flash hider or something, you're done. You're done with that Scorpion. You kidding me? This is a waste of time.
I like, I don't know. I understand where you're coming from, and I think from like a gameplay perspective of casual and like competitive and stuff, it's like nice to have the feature you can customize the gun the way you want it. But I don't know. For me, it's like for those shooter games, I think it just has a little bit of playability to me of like, I gotta play the game to unlock this stuff I like. Now, maybe grinding guns shouldn't be as much as a grind. I shouldn't have to put in more than a week's work of effort to get all of the attachments for a gun. Maybe just like, it's a faster grind. So you do got to use the gun to get the attachments. But it's constantly rewarding you, getting kills and stuff. It's not just like get 100 headshots and you need a scope. It's like continue to, destroy equipment and make plays with your gun. And then you're going to gradually get all of the equipment in a relatively fast fashion, and then you can upgrade it and all that. And it's like, okay, well, you got this gun fully upgraded, use it fully kitted for a bit, get all those camos and stuff, and then it's like, all right, well, kind of got a lot of the camos, like I did that. I'm gonna go to a new gun. I'm gonna level that up so I can like try that out. Like,
yeah,
I know in COD I had a couple of guns. I had like the gold skin on, which is like the get every camo, which that. Like, leveling up the guns was fun. All you did was shoot people. You got XP for killing people. But then doing, like, the gold things, it's like, you need to get 3 hip-fire headshots in a row to get this skin. And then I do that, and it's like, okay, now you have to do 5 of those for the next tier. And I'm like, this is the worst thing I've ever experienced. And I'm using, like, a sniper rifle. I have to run around hip-firing people.
Like, I'm not going to lie. When I was playing... like back in the day, it was like Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2. I wasn't really thinking too much about it, but because like I didn't care.
Yeah.
But thinking back on it, I did enjoy having that constant. Like, I constantly had something to do and constantly had rewards I could go for.
Yeah,
it gave me goals, it kept me motivated.
It's the, what is that called? Like the
dopamine rush.
Yeah, like the constant. It's a reward it's giving you reason to go back to it.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of funny because I think about a game like Siege, and with Siege, maybe you're grinding for renown so you can unlock an operator, but you're not doing it for attachments, for leveling up any characters, any guns. 9 times out of 10, you're going back to Siege and playing it a lot because you just want to get better at the game.
Yeah.
Like you just want to improve. Whereas like in COD, I did want to improve, but I also like was just grinding out guns for skins, for experience, all that stuff. Where Rainbow Six, I would just go back and play it because it's fun and I want to improve in the game. Like, it's not that COD needed for me to have that leveling system bring me back, but it always kept me there.
It feels like it's funny because like you wouldn't think about this kind of intricate mentalities or thoughts between a first-person shooter, but yeah, you have COD, which is more of like I'm just gonna like, for me, it was turn off my brain, shoot people who fucking cares. There's no teamwork. I'm going in, I'm gunning. That's how it is, right? I'm gonna get mad at the little bitch who hides in the corner with a shotgun in the dark corner with the black camo that he can't fucking see anything. I'm gonna get mad at that dude.
It's a legit strategy. Don't get mad at it.
I'll get rage quitting with that guy. But then I'll play Battlefield, which is more team oriented. But then like there's a support where like your teammates get down, you can bring them back to life as a medic, and like it's this giant scale fighting that you can actually like usually the ones that I would play would be the capture the points ones, not just your team death matches. So you'd be like, all right, like, and it's a huge field. So like, here's what's gonna happen. They're taking it all the way on the east side. We're just gonna go take the car. We're gonna drive all the way around to the west, all the way up to the north where their normal spawn is. We're gonna go over there. And we're gonna take it. And we're gonna hold the fort there. That's kind of like that kind of fun stuff. And then we're gonna get an airstrike. And then we're gonna tanks. And we're gonna put them on fire. Like with all this crazy ass shit. And then you have siege, which is like more minimalistic. All right, we reinforce this. We put up a hole here. We have this counter for that counter. We have that for that. And if we don't have this counter for this, we're gonna try to rotate around. Like, you know what I mean? We'll get our roamers to clear them out. It is insane how different all these fucking games are. Then you have like Halo, which Halo is kind of more of in the COD realm, I find. Where like, yeah, you can work as a team, but whatever. You just fucking take a rocket launcher or a sniper and just fucking headshot people from afar, and that's all that matters because there's just always about the kills.
It's like Unreal. It's like the shooter battle arena.
Yeah.
Where like COD is kind of the same thing. It is the shooter battle arena, but I find COD's kind of got its own niche of just like shoot, die, and respawn.
Yeah.
That's like, and Halo is like the same way, but Halo's kind of a bit more like, okay, but we can go grab a warthog. We can do something stupid. The physics are so fucky in this game. You can do a dumbass gravity hammer jump. Like,
yeah,
they put the abilities in the game. Like, I love Halo, which I absolutely do. And it's like, it's a different vibe. Because same with Overwatch, right? Overwatch is all hero based, but it's still an arena shooter technically. Like, it's objective based. Like, it is cool for such a genre that you would think is one dimensional. It is like a lot of niches carved out in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because normally you think first person shooter, you're just like, okay, just shoot and kill whoever gets more kills. But then it's like, you look at all the different games and they're all doing it in different ways. Like, I don't know, even like just compare Rainbow Six and Battlefield. Think about like the map size different. How one building in Battlefield could like a big ass building in Battlefield will make like the map size of Rainbow Six, but playing both games, they almost feel like the same maps because the intricacies of the Rainbow Six map compared to the different levels of the Battlefield map,
Yeah, for me, the appeal of multiplayer Halo came from the huge variety that you would always get in the different game types. Like if I wanted to go in and play some big team battle and just have fighting, chaos, killing everyone who's on the other team, I can do that. And then also I could move over and play some Griff Ball, or I can then go play some fucking Infection, or then I just really like the variety of
Headhunter.
Or like just going to like the map maker or whatever, going to Forge, pick up some random shit.
I wish I still had my old Xbox Live account. Because I had a handful of my Forge creation maps going like community playlists and shit like that, and they were really cool. I was really proud of them.
Forge was, I think, the start of me wanting more and more like a let's play or doing more stuff to showcase the work that I could do in those creative modes.
Creation.
Yeah. But then it evolved into Minecraft because again, I've mentioned this 1,000 times. In Minecraft, I never played the game. I didn't just make a house. Oh, look, I'm living, I'm happy, I'm farming. No, if I wanted that, I play Harvest Moon 64. It's still one of my favorite life sim games of all time. Or I'll play, The Sims at the back then, like The Sims 2 or something. But it transitioned over to Minecraft because Minecraft was just like, oh, you could use a redstone repeater to open up this thing with a push block, or you can get the sticky push block and you can do this. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. So then I could have these pressure plates on the floor, and if the person presses the wrong one, I could set off a TNT that'll kill them. And then like it becomes like this, like, oh, I can make a Indiana Jones style like maze, and like watch out for these things because you might fight, or I can make a gladiator pit, or like a tower where every level is a different kind of mob you have to fight your way through, and at the top there's whatever reward that I had. Or I could just make a stupid maze, or we do pirate fights where instead of obviously bullets we have fire charges that we would launch at each other and burn each other's like ships down and stuff. Dude, we did so much stuff in there, and I'm like, my God, it was just a moment. I'm like, this is what video games have become. And then I stopped. I just
so it sounds to me like, are we gonna get some SSN Minecraft content soon?
I mean, look, dude,
I'm just curious.
it's crossplay, so we can very easily. Because my son and I, funny enough, lately, he's like, hey, do you want to play Minecraft? I'm like, yeah, I guess if you want to. Like, what do you want to do? He's like, well, you go on the computer downstairs, and I'll go up here, like, and we'll play it that way. I'm like, you don't want to do split screen? He's like, no, I want you to be downstairs, I'll be upstairs.
He wants his own
Because I'm like, all right, sure. Like, because he sees me do this, sees me talk to you guys or the schmucks when we're playing games and stuff, and he really wants to have that experience. And he's done it once with my brother, and this is my oldest, obviously, and he wants to do it with me now, even though like we're technically just a floor away from each other. It's still that experience for him.
Yeah, it's a multiplayer.
Yeah, right.
Multiplayer game and shit, like.
And that's the thing.
I don't know. Especially right now, all of my friends I talk to on Xbox, like
yeah,
almost all of, and like you guys, we talk offline, right? Like this is just, especially at the moment, this is how we connect. But I mean, really, like you guys are in London, I'm in Chatham. This is like such an easy way for me to connect with you guys is through video games, through talking online and shit. Like it's kind of like what the medium is now for keeping friends.
And more I'm thinking about like a Minecraft SSN, because like I know we all own Minecraft. I don't care who you are, we all of us own Minecraft or a version of it. Like Michael does, I do, I know you guys do. Tom is the only one who would be the exception, and he'd buy it because it's like fucking $10. It's like the cheapest game in the world.
Yeah.
And we could
we'll do something.
Worlds. Yeah. Oh dude, we could do mods. There's so much shit that we could do. And that'd be an experience. But speaking of experiences, there's a couple other things we could talk here on the podcast, and one of them is an experience that I had from a tweet from, I'm not going to mention who it is. Tom says he thinks he has it, so there you go. This is a tweet that showed up about 2 weeks ago now, and it's not necessarily the tweet itself that kind of got to me. It was more the mentality, the thought behind it, which was XX and so it's gonna be released soon. They're gonna announce such and such. Oh, I can't wait to be disappointed. Let's see how bad it's gonna be. And I sat there and I'm like, is this the mentality of because of COVID that has caused this? Like, are we the de facto reason why this pandemic has caused us to get so negative about everything? Because I said them like, and I replied to the person and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, but how about we just don't do that? How about we don't know anything about this yet? Let's just be excited about the potential instead of just sit down and just be like, it's gonna be a dumpster fire right away. And I just don't understand that mentality anymore. I just don't.
Yeah, I've never understood that. I wouldn't put that as a COVID thing, because I've seen that on the internet for years. People are always going to be shit talking everything. And I don't know what exactly, like, was it a game? Was it a movie? Was it a TV show? What was the thing being released?
It was a game.
It was a game. You're going to get that a lot. To be fair, in the gaming community, you're going to get a lot of gamers who have been jaded by games coming out and under-delivering, that overpromised. So you're always going to get those people just, like, shit-talking, like, oh, no, fuck, every other game has disappointed us the past 10 years. Cyberpunk was a glitchy mess. This other game was bullshit. So, like, they're going to get mad about it. And they're going to end up being negative.
Like, we handled it in a more positive way, but we very much said, the new Battlefield looks pretty cool, but we're worried about some things.
Yes.
We're like, but that's a positive way of handling it. But for them, that doubt is kind of taking the center stage for them.
Yeah.
I think for all of us here, when we see new stuff, we immediately go, damn, I hope this is cool as shit. But I know that there's a chance it can underdeliver. Some people can see stuff and go, oh, fuck, this is going to underdeliver. Maybe it'll be cool. Like, it's just mindset, right? Glass half empty, half full. But I don't know. I guess I think that maybe not directly, but COVID just being a rougher experience for everybody can kind of create people to be a little bit more pessimistic, I think maybe now there definitely could be ties, but I also agree with Colin that gamers have been cynical since day one. So like there's probably somebody that was like, oh, Mario 2's coming out. Well, Mario 1 under-delivered, in my opinion. Whatever.
I mean, they can't follow Mario 1.
You can pick up Terminus now? What is this garbage? Mario's not a vegetarian.
Oh, they're putting Mario on Nintendo 64 now? Okay.
Oh, 3D
like
render.
that'll work.
Why is Mario riding on this little green dude? What the fuck is going on? What is this trash?
Don't we know this is animal slavery?
Why is Mario racing go-karts with Bowser? It doesn't make sense.
The lore's broken now. This is trash.
It's just gamers. It's about like, you know, we're all gamers, but it is kind of just gamers to something new and to immediately jump to the conclusion that it's gonna suck. That's just how people are.
Has there ever been whether it's games or movies, whatever, has there ever been something that's made you get that guttural reaction where you're like, this is terrible,
Boss Baby 2.
But
Oh
my god,
like that guttural reaction.
Yeah, that's something that literally like you thought about, like, no, this is trash. Like, what are you doing? This is. I have one example.
Oh yeah, I have tons of movie like when they're like, we're gonna remake the Powerpuff Girls and it's gonna be super intense and gritty and like
we're gonna talk
about that. When people are gonna remake, like they're like, let's take this kids property that a lot of people love that's kind of like fun, and let's put M. Night Shyamalan as the director, and we're gonna call the main character Ung. That's when I'm immediately like, this is going to suck. I don't need to see this.
A lot of kids movies lately, like fucking the emoji. Whenever I see the Emoji movie, the Angry Birds movie, all of those, just those kind of real big cash grab type movies, they just turn me off immediately.
Yeah. For me, it was the Michael Bay produced Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. When I saw that, and when I saw it was Megan Fox, when I saw that it wasn't real turtle suits, it was all CG, and when they revealed Shredder was just a dude in a giant mech body, I was just like, what the fuck are you doing?
You were expecting them to do real turtle suits?
Yeah, what the hell?
Dude, don't even.
This is like the 90s.
Don't even. That shit, especially nowadays, would look amazing. You can enhance some of that stuff, but they don't need to be these giant hulking brutes. And like it just hurt, dude.
There was no way for giant turtle suits to look good, real. There is zero way to do that.
You can't even say that, because when you see some of the stuff that Marvel has done, not now as much, because now a lot of it is CG. But like when you look at the OG Iron Man suit, like not the old clunky one, but like his first modern suit, a lot of that was practical. Almost all of it was practical, and that shit looked nice.
But there's a big difference. There's a big difference in mechanical armor shell versus something that's supposed to be biological in skin.
You gotta hide them in the shadows because they're ninjas, bro. They're ninjas.
They're not going to be in the shadows, dark the entire time. You're just not going to see turtles.
If you do the real version of it, if you do the real one, which is all blood and guts and stuff, that's exactly what you do. And they kill Shredder.
I can understand. You're like, when you see that the Ninja Turtle movie's coming out, I can understand that as you being like, this is gonna suck. I don't think that them being CGI needs to be the breaking point.
Yes, it is.
So I think
that disgusting rat, the fucking worst Splinter iteration I've ever fucking seen in my entire life, was in that movie where it just had giant black eyes and like had no hair on its face, and it looked like it had cancer, dude. Like that rat was gonna die because it touched the ooze. Oh,
Master Splinter was looking a little haggard. Yeah. Although I also again don't quite know what to expect from a 7-foot tall mutant rat.
Yeah. So that's my thing, right? So in all reality, that's my biggest thing for that issue. Well, we'll touch upon the Powerpuff Girls because you brought that up like a couple of weeks ago for our podcast conversation. But yeah, honestly, I know that physical suits might not work in this time, but what they could have done was just not make them, 8 feet tall, fucking 4 feet wide, and like no way that you could believe that a thing like that can move around and not be heard or seen. Like you could have kept them slim, more human,
just more cartoony.
Well, honestly, that's why I'm happy that the Seth Rogen one is happening, where Seth Rogen's taking the property and he's gonna do a CGI version, which honestly that's probably where the franchise will be best laid out. It will be in the world of cartooners. Like that's because then you can make them move, you can make them look, you make them feel of whatever way that you want. That'll be more believable within the world. back in chat, it's like, we talking about Godzilla? Yes, we're talking about those disgusting fucking, oh, I'm gonna take my mask. Do you guys remember that meme, by the way? With
No.
Michelangelo in the original, in the first Michael Bay movie, where like he meets up with Megan Fox, April, and he's like, oh, don't worry, it's just a mask, it's just a mask. And he just takes off the bandana, and it first of all, the original one looks hideous, but then what they would do for all the other ones, it'd be like, he would take the mask off, it would look like the original Donatello head, or they take the mask off, it looks like a fucking monster. Like, it kept on, like, there was a giant meme that just kept happening over and over. I fucking love that shit. That was, like, the only bright spot in the series. Okay.
I must have missed that meme. God damn.
Yeah, just literally, if you write, like, if you go Michelangelo, you know, Teenage Ninja Turtle meme, I'm sure you'll find it. It's fucking everywhere. It's just a mask. Look, it's just a mask. I love it. But give me more info on this events that inspired with the Powerpuff Girls. What exactly is happening with this?
Oh, okay. Have we talked about this on the podcast before?
We have not. We have not touched.
Okay. So here's the story of what's going on with the Powerpuff Girls. They announced they were doing a live action show of it at the CW of all places, and fucking and so people kind of had their expectations pretty low.
Yeah.
And apparently they filmed a pilot episode, and the CW put it into turnaround. Basically, they're saying we're either going to cancel it or we're going to rewrite it, reshoot it, whatever. And then, but then some sections of script allegedly leaked, and these things were atrocious. They were bad. They were like, fucking one of the Powerpuff Girls was threatening to leak Bubbles' nudes, and like one of them was like having lesbian sex, and it was just very inappropriate and weird for it coming from the Powerpuff Girls, and it was just an atrocious script, and people were like, "There's no way this is real." Then it got DMCA stricken off Twitter. It was real. The atrocious script that people were making fun of the entire time turned out to be actually real, and it was taken off Twitter. So now they're kind of reworking the show to be either more campy or less campy or less edgy. Or they're just reworking the show, basically.
Okay, I'm gonna read you some of the lines that you posted here. All right.
Yes.
I can't do the voice, so I'm gonna need a little bit.
Okay. Are there multiple characters in this?
Actually, where's that posted? I'll take
are we gonna do a reading of it here?
Yeah, we could do a dramatic rereading here. There's only two. There's two of them here. Okay. So there's the one for Buttercup and the one for Bubbles. I will play the role of Bubbles. Who wants to play the role of Buttercup?
I will be our Buttercup.
All right. So it's gonna be the first top left picture that you have there from Xavier.
Yes, I see it.
Right,
I see it.
All right.
I see it.
Hold on. Me.
Get the chords ready. Get the vocal cords ready.
Okay. Lion face, lemon face. Ooh. Lion face, lemon face. Ooh. All right, I got this.
That was awful.
Blossom's fine. I saw her Insta that she has a boyfriend. I saw on her LinkedIn that she got promoted, and I saw on Facebook that she still talks to Grandpa despite their political differences.
Coming back here is probably triggering for her.
Why? Because she's the one who killed Mojo? I mean, moveon.org.
Oh, like those are actual lines.
Moveon.org? Are you serious?
Yeah. And also part of the lore going into the show is that Bubbles one of them killed, or Blossom killed Mojo Jojo. Like Mojo Jojo's fucking dead, and like they murdered him in broad daylight and shit. And now his son Jojo is back for revenge.
What? They killed Mojo Jojo?
Yeah, and that's like part of the like dark, edgy part of it is like fucking Blossom is like all edgy, like I actually killed him. I killed an ape person, and it's just fucking weird.
Yeah, right. And there's like more of this stuff that's here. Like a Buttercup goes and writes like, "Bloss, wake up, or we'll leak your nudes everywhere." Off Bubbles' confusion. That worked on you once. And it's like,
oh my god!
This is not what the show should be about.
Can I read this scene description?
Please.
Real quick?
Go for it.
In the third one.
Yeah.
All right, I'm the narrator now.
All right.
Set it up. Okay, you guys see? You guys see, we're gonna skip you see the third one, we're gonna skip the Bubbles and Drake part.
Yeah. We'll go right. Description. Let's go.
All right. Blossom heads upstairs where the bumping sound continues from Buttercup's room, then abruptly stops. Blossom opens the door and finds Buttercup in bed with Macy, the woman she eyed at the bar the night before. They've just finished. Quote.
Oh my god, they approved this. Someone looked at the Powerpuff Girls and thought to themselves, bet you when they're older, they're gonna fuck. That one's a lesbian.
Yeah, they're kindergartnens, right?
It's so weird.
Isn't the whole show that they're like fucking in grade 2 or some shit?
Yeah, it's fucked up. Okay, so this is something else. This is a whole different
this is so icky.
This is the idea of like it's kind of like Archie, right? They had the idea with the Archie with Riverdale where they've like swapped it around so it's more like that, like the Scream MTV show where it's dark and edgy and sexy and ooh, look at those abs, ooh, Jughead some kind of manic depressant, ooh, all these other things, and it's like, hey, last time
know the epic highs and lows of high school football.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, last time I checked, like Jughead just wants burgers. Archie's just this lovable goof who tries to do the right thing.
Stupid.
Yeah, like
he's a himbo.
And like the worst thing that's ever happened to these people was when like Deadpool invaded or whatever it was and killed everyone, which is a fucked up thing. I'm pretty sure because it was Deadpool versus Archie, if I'm not mistaken.
In the show,
yeah,
they should bring that into the show.
But could you imagine on Riverdale, fucking Ryan Reynolds shows up as Deadpool, just attacking and slashing?
That'd be sick.
But it is this idea of like this man has an interaction with a fucking hedgehog with Sonic. Like, why are you doing this to Archie? Or Archie versus Alien, Archie versus the Predator. That's absolutely right, Tom. It's fucking like it's so weird. But then to take the Powerpuff Girls, which are literal children, fucking children, and now you're gonna make one. Fine, you know what? Sexual orientation. It's Pride Month. Fuck it. Yeah, cool. They're gay. You don't have to have them in the description saying that they just finished. Fucking gross. Fucking gross.
If you continue reading that too, the one girl says, "I think 6 times is enough." So they're really rubbing it in.
Like this to me, it sounds a lot like that Wonder Woman pilot that they tried that they made. Which
I forgot about that.
Yeah, which then they decided to like modernize Wonder Woman and make her all like, oh, I'm a conglomerate, I own businesses, I'm super fancy, but I still have boy troubles. And it's like, this is not what Wonder Woman is. This is not what the Powerpuff Girls are.
No.
We do not live in a world where we need to have these adorable little girls who kick ass, kill the monkey, and then one of them gets super depressed, one turns gay, and then the other one, I don't fucking know what's even going on with them. They're threatening to leak nudes all the time. Like, what is happening?
And I just want to clarify, I'm not against shows having content like this, showing stuff like this. I'm against it coming from fucking the Powerpuff Girls and Wonder Woman. It's weird.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Somebody had said in the chat, it's highly PhD. I'm not sure
Zach.
who highly PhD.
That's Zach.
Zach?
Yeah.
Okay. Zach said in the chat, I think CW got Ben 10 recently, and I think that is right.
What?
Without a doubt, I hope to God they make Ben 10 the edgiest fucking show ever. I want Ben 10's parents to get fucking killed on camera. I want Ben 10 to kill other aliens when he goes into alien forms. And I just want it to be dark as shit. I just think that'd be funny.
But see, Ben 10, it kind of lends itself more
it's a little
to the realm
more
of this, right? Of like Ben 10's older, every time he transforms, it hurts him. Like literally something, like it kills him slowly or something happens. He gets some kind of radiation poisoning or whatever every time he fucking transforms because of the alien device that he has, whatever the fuck it is, right? And like, yes, he's seen some shit. His grandpa or his uncle dies, whoever the fuck's always driving in the truck with him. Like, you get that shit happening. Yeah, that's a little bit more interesting. Like, that's a bit more believable versus fucking toddlers, man. Toddlers.
Dude, I keep thinking about like Mojo Jojo being like, "You can't beat me, Powerpuff Girls. I am Mojo," and then punch through the heart. And it's like he's like, what? I thought we were playing.
Yeah. Or like one like fucking just like, you know, Blossom just walks up to Mojo and just grabs him, like smashes her head into his glass dome, and his brain just like
fucking
fuse out.
Like
what are you doing? Like it's It's the same thing as like Michael Bay doing that Dora the Explorer. Like at least that one I think still kind of kept it in the realm.
Well, yeah, it was still like childish. She was still a kid, and like it was like she was close with her parents. It was the maturity of the themes were more suited in like adventuring. Yes. It wasn't in like, because to me it's like, let's take these Powerpuff Girls and make them sexy, and it's like, no,
I hate it. Just even when you say that,
like, can you imagine? At least Archie, they're like teenagers and adults in the Archie comics. Like that lends itself to, let's make it like sexier. It's like, okay, I get it, but like, what are we making the CW Caillou show next? What is that going to be like? I don't know. Like it's
going to be Caillou.
They don't need to adultify everything.
He's brilliant, but he has a tumor in his brain, and that's why it's only the last X amount of seasons.
He has mind powers.
Yeah. At the end of the season, he becomes MODOK.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah, it is this idea that not everything needs to be like you said, like it needs to be brought up to be an adult, it needs to edge. Like, how about you just make another Powerpuff Girls show for kids and make it super supportive for like, you know, girls confidence and all that jazz. And you can lay down, don't make them toddlers, make them maybe teenagers, cool, and just make them struggle with maybe one of them having an identity crisis where they realize, oh, maybe I am gay. And then another one realizing maybe I don't want to fight anymore. Maybe I just want to live a normal life. Like those could be kind of interesting and still keep it within the like positive attitude towards women. Not this fucking getoverit.org/what a bitch. Like fuck me, dude.
Jesus.
Did you write the show? That was a great line. But like, if you want to adapt a product from people's childhood to do that, like there's different stuff out there. You remember like the show Totally Spies?
Okay.
That would lend itself to a better interpretation of this, because they were all older. It was kind of dealing with more themes of actual relationships and stuff. Like
it was kind of more of a teen show at the time anyway.
Yeah.
It wasn't a kids show, it was more of like a teen animated show.
Part of what made the Powerpuff Girls charming is that they were fucking toddlers who were saving the day. Like they're like
sugar, spice, and everything nice. Like,
yeah.
How do you take that?
And then the Rowdy Rough Boys.
One thing that I think is going to be a good adaptation segue is the Kevin Smith produced Heat Masters of the Universe.
Have you watched that? Have you watched that trailer?
I have not. I watched the trailer. I put it in the podcast thing earlier. Yeah, I'm excited for it. It literally looks like a modern day. It literally just looks like the cartoon ripped straight from the 80s and 90s brought to here.
The fact that they got the song "I Need a Hero" like encapsulated everything that I was loving about this. Like it is so genuinely like the animation is exactly like it's modern 80s style. Like that's what, like it's kind of like your heavy metal but done in the 2020s and stuff, in the 2020s. They finally decided to not have He-Man in his original form, Prince. I can't remember his last name. I can't remember his name, but Prince whatever. Prince Man before he becomes He. Man.
Prince Adam.
Yeah, Prince Adam. Thank you. Like he's actually small, and then he does that. Then he gets ripped and huge. I think that's nice. I like that the little wizard dude guy has more of a serious role than just comedy. The voice acting for Skeletor is fucking top notch. I love like everything about this is very.
You know who it is, right?
No, I don't actually. I haven't looked at the cast.
Dude, it's Mark Hamill.
What? Oh
yeah, Mark Hamill is playing Skeletor.
That is so perfect, dude. That man, that man is a gem for us. But like this is the stuff like this. What exactly is Kevin Smith doing for this? That's what I'm very curious about. What is his role?
I think he's the creator and head writer, and possibly directing episodes. Okay, do you want me to I'm just gonna run through the voice cast of this show really quickly. Okay, Mark Hamill is Skeletor, Sarah Michelle Gellar is Teela, Lena Headey is Evelyn, Diedrich Bader is King Randor, Alicia Silverstone is Green Marlena, Stephen Root is Cringer, Kevin Michael Richardson, Kevin Conroy, Henry Rollins is in it, and Jason Mewes, obviously. The voice cast is like Kevin Smith's regular group of people plus a whole shitload of great names.
Dude, when I was first, I just watched the trailer right now, by the way, while you guys are talking. When I was first kind of watching it, I'm like, oh, okay, is it gonna be like kind of campy? But then it just starts to get fucking badass.
Right?
Like,
yeah.
dude, and then there's that one shot of, again, I'm not very tied to He-Man. I don't know the characters at all except for He-Man and Skeletor. And it was like that little green mage thing.
Yeah.
It's like all that like demon shit, and then they're like and like spreading it, and it looks so intense. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna watch this. I don't know anything about He-Man. I'm gonna watch this. It looks sick.
It looks badass, and
I love
the animation looks just like a modern version of what it looked like in the 80s. It's a great way to adapt it.
Skeletor looks sick and not just like a goofy Skeletor.
It's not just like a dude with a mask on.
I'm Skeletor. Ah!
And like, but like, there's still a bit of that in the voice, which is nice. Like, there's still a bit of that bit of a higher pitched tone and stuff. It's Justin Long's in it as Roboto. Like I said, the fact that you got Kevin Conroy in this, like, oh my god, like I am so hyped.
Is he playing Batman or is he playing something else?
He's playing Merman.
He's playing Merman.
Merlin.
Merman.
Merman. Oh, okay.
Is it gonna be like a mermaid Batman?
it's just Batman, but with like a fish tail.
From the waist down, is fish.
My mer parents were killed by a mer gun, and that's why I don't use mer guns.
God,
is normal guns, Merman? No, mer guns. They're different.
Well, what's the difference? No one's
Mer.
Mer. I put the word mer in front of it. Are you just doing this so you can go ahead and kill people whoever you want with normal guns? You know too much. Bang!
Criminal scum making rid the streets. That was the mailman, Merman. Whatever. They're all complicit.
Those fucking government people. It's like, whoa, hey, what's going on here? We need to take Capitol Hill, my more people. It's like, this is getting to a route.
I will say though, Kevin Smith, I think there's a lot of people that when they create remakes or rebooting or doing anything like that, you can tell when it's for money and when it's for a genuine appreciation of the source material.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that all remakes are for money because it's an easy way to you generate interest without even having to do anything when you remake something or reboot something. But the Danny McBride Halloween movie was, I think that whether you liked it or you didn't, Danny McBride definitely had really big ties to Halloween, like the original, and he wanted to bring a little bit of that back. So there was it, like, it didn't feel like a hollow movie that was just trying to catch in on more Halloween. It did kind of feel like somebody trying to, bring what they loved about the Halloween movies back. Now, that being said, it's kind of weird being a Halloween movies fan because I feel like the first one was really good and then all of the other ones were kind of like they vary from goodness.
That's the thing. So the first one, oh my god, it's a fucking masterpiece. I love like the original Halloween. The second one is okay. It's good. It's a lot gorier, and they introduced the idea that Laurie and Michael are actually brother and sister, which I think was kind of a fun little tie. But yeah, like after that, I mean, we for people who don't know this, fun little tidbit into this. When John Carpenter did Halloween, wanted it to be a franchise. It wasn't meant to be constantly following Michael Myers. The idea with it that the Halloween franchise was going to be an anthology series. So you had year one, Michael, who was called the Figure or the Mask, the entire time in the screenplay and all that, because there wasn't supposed to be any emphasis on this. It's just a serial killer. Then the second one would have been something else, and the third one would have been something else, and it would have continued. But people latched on to Michael Myers so much that the studios kind of pressured him to continue this idea, and he wrote the second one. He didn't direct it. The cinematographer, if I'm not mistaken, from the first one directed. And then after that, like Season of the Witch, and then all the other ones were just batshit crazy. Like Season of the Witch, honestly, as a standalone film, for a horror film, it's not bad. It's kind of fucked up, and I kind of like that. It doesn't belong in the Halloween world. It has nothing to do. But it was Carpenter's original thought of making an anthology. This new one with Danny McBride and from the guys from Blumhouse and all that. I don't know if you guys remember this, but Halloween was nominated as a movie of the year way back when we did our first rendition of the podcast. I put that as a contender.
I remember that because you I think at that point you gave that same factoid about it being the figure or the shape in the script and all that.
Yeah, I fucking loved it, dude. And like that first one still really holds up. It is a classic rendition of Halloween for modern times. I think it is excellently done. Strong female protagonists. Michael being an unstoppable machine, but not being human. He still takes damage. He still hurts, but you don't really see it. I think it was greatly done. I'm worried about the sequels because if the sequels are
they doing sequels?
Yeah, they're doing Halloween Kills and Halloween Dies or something like that. I think that's what the two titles are. Basically, so the second one, they've already teased a bunch of stuff for the second one. It was supposed to come out this year or even last year, I think, but it got pushed obviously because of COVID. And it's coming out this October now, if I'm not mistaken, or November. And if it's gonna be just like the first one, I'm worried, because then at that point you're just literally rehashing same story over and over, which is the downfall of the other Halloweens. Michael's there, Michael wants to kill. That's what kind of a story can you build upon that? Well, we'll put him a part of a satanic cult. There's a demon that's inside of him, and Laura's not really a sister, or they are. Oh, but then he rapes his niece, and then she has a baby. Yeah, fun fact, that happens in one of the fucking movies. Fun fact.
Oh yes, it does.
Yes, and that's like Paul Rudd's first movie.
Is that the one with Busta Rhymes?
No. So this is like 90s-esque.
Busta Rhymes is in one of them.
Yes, that's Halloween Resurrection, which is funny because that's the one that killed the franchise. No, that's Halloween H2O.
Oh, okay. That's a different one.
Yes. So Halloween, I can't remember what it's called. I think it's The Curse of Michael Myers. I think it might be it, or it's the one after that. It doesn't matter. Basically, Michael Myers sexually assaults, rapes his niece, who in the prior film he was trying to find her and kill her because she was like 9 years old. But then they upped the age, obviously, to like her being a young adult. But she gives birth to Michael's baby, who she then runs away and tries to hide the baby. And Paul Rudd runs into her because this is his starring role. And basically she gets killed by Michael, and the whole film is now Michael trying to get to this baby. Why? I don't remember why, because it's been years since I've seen it. And then it's revealed that the baby has some kind of like psychic connection to Michael. Shit gets fucking weird, dude. Thankfully, that franchise died. That idea dropped
The original Halloween was just
Michael killing people.
What I liked about it was that it was basically just this big behemoth of a man. This figure is obsessed with Laurie Strode, and you don't really know why. It's just kind of this weird obsession, and then he's trying to kill her, and he's killing anything in his path. And then, they do I think it's Dr. Loomis he's in the first one, right?
Dr. Loomis,
yeah. So I liked it, and then when they're like, well, it's the reason he's obsessed is because they're related. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. That makes sense. I honestly like the idea of him just being obsessed because he's a crazy murderer.
Yeah.
But then it was like they went deep lore with it about everything, and then Busta Rhymes shows up and he knows kung fu, and he kung fu kicks Michael Myers.
Yeah,
that happens.
Oh God.
Yeah. That is the worst. And I just talked about Michael, sexually assaulting.
Okay, well, objectively, that is awful.
Yes, but
movie-wise, Busta Rhymes,
the Busta Rhymes
kicking stuff.
It's fucking terrible, dude. It is just non-schlocky. Like, the beginning of that movie is he kills his sister, Laurie Strode, and he comes back home. That's the movie. Like, that would have been the end of his story. He just would have sat down at home and just withered and died, I guess. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Then Busta Rhymes is like, let's shoot a reality show in his old house, and then he shows up. And Busta Rhymes is lights him on fire or something.
And Michael's like, oh, you kids, get off my lawn!
Yeah, it's like the fucking worst.
It's
God.
it is hot trash. That is a franchise that luckily got the right kind of resurrection reboot that we deserve, and it looks like He-Man is going to be that as well. Like Kevin Smith has always had a very witty writing style, so it is going to be very interesting to see how he's going to interpret, like, because like this is going to be a kids show, I'm going to assume. I don't know what the length of the episodes are. I'm going to assume probably 30 minutes, because unless this is going to be a giant curveball and this is going to be super violent, which, you know, I'm all for that too, don't get me wrong.
I doubt it. I think it's gonna be a kids show with a lot of adult themes, which everyone's gonna relate. It's, you know, Avatar: The Last Airbender, a lot of dark shit, a lot of adult themes that are, but at the root of it all, it's still a kids show where it's kind of goofy. There's funny, there's jokes, and the violence isn't too crazy. But as I can see, the visuals and the fighting are gonna be awesome though.
Yeah.
So, and that's another thing too, is like, yeah, we all love violence, but if you've watched good animation, you know that great fighting doesn't need to be rooted in blood. It could just be rooted in cool ass moments, cool ass combat. So
well, I mean, that moment in the trailer where fucking Skeletor releases that giant like shadow fist to go punch He-Man, and fucking He-Man's like, all right, let's go, dog, and he just jumps in the air to go punch back. I'm like, come on, man, like that is so 80s. It's so great. I can't wait. But it is interesting to think about, like, what will happen. Like, is it going to be where, like, the dialogue, is it going to be, it's gonna, like, is he gonna have like a butt joke in there? Is he gonna have like a dick joke, like a hidden, like, what?
Well, is it gonna have Kevin Smith humor?
Yeah, like,
is
will
the
that
CW
humor be there
at all?
Yeah, or is it gonna be CW where He-Man's gonna be like, I'm gonna go on TikTok and I'm just gonna post my funny little dance. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
Skeletor's like, you won't defeat me, He-Man, and he's like, talk about lame.org, and Skeletor's like, what the hell did you just say to me?
What did you just say to me?
Skeletor, go away, Skeletor, I'm gonna leak your nudes.
Skeletor's like, he's like looking around, he's like, I don't understand what's going on. Are we gonna fight? Or
it's like, I'm a skeleton. I don't have nudes. What are you talking about?
Don't worry, everyone's gonna see your bone.
What do you mean? I have lots of bones. This is really confusing, He-Man.
I'm just gonna kill you now. Yeah. My God, yeah, it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be I'm very hopeful for that, and what's gonna come of it. Because come on, honestly, I'm getting like if it wasn't for the show, I'm probably I'd probably get rid of my Netflix subscription. I don't really have anything on there that I want to watch anymore at all. I'm either on Prime Video or I'm on Disney Plus. That's
honestly, same.
Like, what is there?
I have.
Oh wait, no, my girlfriend watches a ton of Netflix, so I mean that's.
I still have a whole bunch of stuff that I have a bunch of stuff I keep telling myself I'm gonna watch between Netflix, Amazon, Crave, and Disney Plus, and I'm just not getting around to any of it. I have so many shows I need to watch.
Go and play video games.
That's the thing, right?
It's overwhelming.
Like, for me now, I'm a family man. I got 2 kids. I got a wife. So like, I can't just watch all the gory stuff that I want to watch, or I can't just watch all the vulgar shit that I would like to see. But like Disney Plus, you know, like there's the Mighty Ducks Game Changers. It's actually not that bad of a show. And my son and I, my oldest, and I just watched all of the original Mighty Ducks movies. That was kind of cool. On Prime Video, there's
some good movies.
Yeah, on Prime Video, I do have my Shudder subscription there, which is a horror themed website that just like curates a bunch of amazing horror films for you to watch. So I have that there.
And they have a lot of indie stuff on there too, which is awesome.
And in all honesty, the only thing that's keeping me on Netflix recently has been Demon Slayer. That's it. The anime Demon Slayer, and that's really fun. I really enjoy it, but I can't justify in Canada. It's like $17 now. I can't justify $17 anymore for one fucking show. Maybe 2 with He-Man when it comes out. Excuse me. Or I might just. What's up?
So just the last thing I actually watched on Netflix was Bo Burnham's new comedy special.
But that's on YouTube.
But is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. If I'm not mistaken, he released
the whole thing on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
he's released some of the songs individually, but I don't know if he's put the entire thing on YouTube.
Anyway, just about that. I didn't end up finishing it, to be honest. Not because of I couldn't connect to it for whatever reason, so I just turned it off.
Yeah.
Oh, lucky. I connected to it way too much. It got me in the feelings.
And I was just like, I don't know if I'm depressed enough for
this. Yeah.
Because I was like, this is just not hitting for me. And I think some of the songs were, and I thought some of it was funny, but I was just like, yeah, no, not my cup of tea. Like,
yeah, I get it.
And to be honest, I have borderline ADHD, so when something's not keeping me there, I'm very tempted just to go and watch YouTube instead. So, I mean, that's on me too. Like, I didn't give it the full time of day, but
yeah.
I was trying to remember there was a movie or TV show I watched. I think it was a movie that I turned it on because I was like bored, and then I ended up sitting through like a 2.5 hour movie because it was just so good, and I can't even remember what it was.
My wife's been doing that with Alone. I don't know. It's on Prime. I don't know if you guys know what that. It's also on, I think, on the History Channel.
That sounds familiar.
Alone is basically these contestants. It's a reality TV show, but it's not your traditional reality TV. Let's say there's about 5 of them, and they run a contest where if they could survive in the British Columbian forest for 100 days, whoever's the last person standing gets $1 million. And it's like, they have someone from Espanola on one of the seasons my wife's watching. There's some dude from like, South Carolina, the other dude from like Louisiana, whatever, like a bunch of people, right, who are like hunting specialists, or some people who just like, I think I could do it. And those people don't fucking last. They're like a weekend, not even. They're like 3 days in. It's like, I've lost my fire starter. I didn't bring a sleeping bag, because you're allowed to bring like 10 items, and clothing counts as an item. It's like, I forgot, I didn't think about bringing a knife to this or whatever. It's like, oh, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then to get out, because they're isolated, and the way that the show is set up is like they give them like maybe 2-3 GoPros and like a mic setup so they can talk, and that's it. And like, you can tell that this is a pretty legit show. And then when they give up, they shoot the flare into the air, and then I guess from afar, the fucking a chopper comes by and picks them up, and they get the fuck out if they can't do it anymore. Like, it's
kind of cool.
It's legit, dude. And it's like, and like, they don't hide from like what they do, because one of the things is like, the dude's like, I haven't showered in over a week, and he found like an abandoned boat, and what he did, I think this is ingenious, finds the boat, flips it, starts a little fire underneath it, puts a bunch of water in it so it boils, and then he takes a hot bath, and like, he washes his clothes and everything. But because he did that and he made the mistake, he apparently leaves his fire starter somewhere, and now it's like, it's British Columbia in the forest near like, October-ish, so it's cold.
Oh, that's cold.
Yeah, so he's like freezing now in his tent and stuff. Oh, dude, it's like, it's nuts, man. This is, and like, they trap animals, they kill them, you see them gut the animals and stuff. That's not gruesome. It's just, it's kind of educational to see what you have to do, right? It's all this stuff, and I'm like, my God, like what is this? She's like, I just put this on when I want to work. I'm like, I couldn't do that, because I would sit there and be like, oh, what's happening next? Oh, damn, like, what the fuck? Like, one of them ended up like,
just like peacefully working, and in the back end, it's like, cheep, cheep, cheep.
It is.
So I'm cutting this chicken right, huh?
Like, one of them is just absurdly Australian.
I would love just a mega Australian dude who's like so unbothered by everything.
Yeah.
It's just like, I was attacked by a hawk earlier, but honestly, it's smaller than the spiders we usually have in Australia.
Oh my God.
So I just fist fought it off, and I ended up eating its children. So,
well, like,
I'm moving up north.
But like, one of the fucking episodes, I remember it's gone viral. It's on. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube. But it's like, it's a dude who gets approached by a bear, and like, oh shit, he sits there and he's like, oh, he's like, because he made. Also, they're on Native American reserve territory, and they have made an agreement with the indigenous people as to what they can and cannot kill. And I'm pretty sure on that season, the bear was one of the things they weren't allowed to kill. And he's just sitting, he's like, what do I do? What do I do? Like, because it's a giant fucking, I don't even care if it's a black bear or whatever. Like, if it's just a black bear.
It's a bear, man.
Bear's a bear.
Yeah, and usually if it's a bear,
what are you gonna do, climb up a tree? It's gonna follow you.
Yeah, and like, usually if it's a mama bear, usually if it's a bear, you see a bear walking around, it's a mama bear which has its cubs around, which means you do not want to fuck with a mama bear. That thing will destroy you. So it's like this moment, like, you just gotta get the fuck out of here. Like, you gotta leave your camp. You gotta let them have what they want and then leave.
Yeah, he's gonna get in a full Leo DiCaprio in The Revenant.
Yeah, dude,
he's gonna get fucked.
God, that's content for TV though. Maybe the producer's like, go fight it, go fight the bear.
Well, that's actually part of the show where halfway through Tom Hardy shows up and just starts.
The producers are behind the scenes just like throwing honey at him.
Would you guys do that though? That kind of a show?
Honey. Oh fuck no!
Not like that. No, so, there's reality TV stuff I would probably do, but not that.
Okay.
Survival.
I would love to do like a Big Brother thing. I think that would be fun. But that's like an air conditioned house.
A house with air conditioning, not survival with bears.
Okay, so I've been thinking about that too for a while. Where it's like, what reality show do I think I could be of use on? And I sat there and I thought to myself, I'm like, I can't do Survivor because I don't have that kind of drama, and I can't do that on Big Brother either. Because like Big Brother, a lot of that is just like overblown like emotions, or like I can't be that dramatic. I can get loud with you guys because I'm having a good time, but to do that 24/7, because like you could pay a premium service where you can watch these people all fucking day. I just I can't.
Sydney and I have binge watched every season of Jersey Shore, and as trashy as it is, okay, the show is trashy, but like, God. I'm not confrontational, and I'm not loud enough to be on that show. But like, part of me is always thinking like, I could hang out with those guys. I would just be the chill one in the side, just like making sarcastic remarks, gymming the camera all the time.
Well, like Vinny wasn't the most confrontational. I mean, he wasn't afraid of. Him and Paulie though,
Paulie just hung out in the back and just talked shit the entire time. I'd just be one of those guys.
I don't know why the picture of like Guido Collin is so funny to me. Like the whole spiked hair and like the bedazzled t-shirts. He's like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
I can do it. I can pull it off.
So
I would need to hit the gym for like a year beforehand, but fuck.
What about you?
I was thinking about that. Like I was thinking about in these reality TV shows, if I was on them, I'm like such a chill person. Like I don't usually stir the pot, so I'm like I wonder what I'd be like. Would I go expressive and be a shit disturber, or would
you be the first one voted out because you're bored?
Yeah, because I'm so reserved. Yeah. Exactly. So like I don't know. I think
so.
I think it'd be funny though.
What show would you be on, Lib? What show do you think you'd be on?
Okay, the show I think I would generally have the most fun on is have you guys ever watched The Circle?
Oh my god.
I've heard of it, but
yes, it's
the premise of it?
So it's like a a reality show. You gotta vote other people out. You want to stay on, you want to make friends, you want to win challenges, but you don't actually meet any of the other contestants. You all talk through like an online messaging thing. And some people are catfishing as fake people. Some people are there as themselves. But like, it's like really stupid people. It's kind of fun because it's so tactical where everyone fakes conversations, but then there is like some real connections, but then sometimes they're one-sided.
Yeah.
I just think I'd have a lot of fun on that show, like rather being myself or being somebody else. But I would want to bring someone else with me because I feel like I'd get too lonely on my own, and then I would just get,
Oh yeah.
Whatever.
Talking about that makes me want. I'm gonna bring this up after I'm done my part. I think I have two of them. One's it's not a game show. I would love to be on Comic Book Men when it was still around. I think that would have been an awesome one to be on. Just to like be in the shop at the Jane Silent Bob Secret Stash and see all that shit and talk to Brian and all that. That'd be kind of fun. But if a reality TV show and I had to be on it, and this is me being very selfish. I want to be on The Ultimate Fighter. Okay. I don't have the physique for it, but I'd want to be there.
Okay.
Because like I'll get knocked out the first round. I don't give a shit. But you get to stay in the house, right? At that point, and there's lots of alcohol.
It's just you getting the shit kicked out of you.
Once. It only has to happen once. Unless I win, then I move on. But like you also get world-class training, right? You have UFC champions usually with their head coaches there to teach you how to fight. I'll take the L, round one, I don't care. I'll tap the moment they come near me just so that I could get that kind of fucking training. So by the end of the season, I still can't beat any of those guys. But, if like Lib comes at me, gives me a little bit of lip, I'll just fucking...
Dude, you already can do that. You don't need more training.
Okay. If we're talking pure selfishness of reality show, you would want to be on. I want to be on Top Gear.
Oh,
just
there
want
you
to
go.
fly around the world.
I'll be on Top Gear
drive
too.
cars.
Nope.
I mean,
Colin already
that's
called
my
it.
dream job, hosting Top Gear.
Damn it!
Just like
Why
drive.
can't I be on Top Gear too?
No, you can only get one
Literally.
white Canadian. You can't have two.
Fuck.
Okay. It would be
We
so
could
much
start-
fun though. I've never driven a fast car or anything like that. I'd be like the inexperienced one coming in the crew. It'd be great. Love it.
I would want to be on a show. Have you ever seen those clips of Ewan McGregor traveling the world and
Yes.
seeing stuff?
Yeah.
I just want to do that.
With
Have you seen him with the
McGregor.
otters? He's like, look at the otters.
Yeah.
Look at the otters
He's
over
so
there.
adorable.
Pack of
Look at
them.
the otters.
Look at the otters. That would be my dream.
Okay, I promised I was gonna bring this up, so I'm gonna bring it up. Talk about the circle, like the catfishing thing. I got a really weird story to tell when I was a teenager. So
You got catfished?
no, it's weird. All right, this is weird. This is
Okay.
not taking the internet seriously at all. So I don't know if you guys remember this, but there's these social gaming platforms. That's what I can describe, like Habbo Hotel, or
Yes.
there's other ones that are out there, but that's the one that comes to mind.
It's where old men went to groom children.
Okay, slow it down.
I'm not wrong.
Oh no.
Okay, that's not what happened to me. Let's slow it down.
Kid, so
Okay, I was a teenager. No, what happened was, so there was another one that was out there that Coca-Cola had, and it was literally called Coke Studios, and it was. I'm gonna see if I can find the image while I'm talking.
Oh no.
This was actually, in my mind, a much better version of Habbo Hotel for the animations, the way that people looked and stuff. It was awesome. It was kind of cool.
Was there less pedophiles or the same amount?
You gotta stop.
I'm just saying, those old game things definitely had pedophiles.
All right. Yes, but I was never approached.
You're a teenager. I'm not saying you were one.
And I didn't approach any of them. So if you look in the podcast link dump, I posted it. So it was like that. It's that kind of shit, right? Nothing costs money. It was actually kind of cool. It was kind of, I liked it. It was pretty fun. Coke Music Reel, whatever. Like, so Coke Studio, I think is what it's called, but it doesn't matter. And like you can actually have music playing, and you can get like a little soundboard, like a little turntable, all that jazz. It's kind of gnarly. I kind of those, not games, but just the idea to do this stuff. I think that's why I like The Sims so much. But anyways, I digress. Basically, what happened was what happened in those games is people were like, "Hey, do you want to be boyfriend girl? Hey, do you want to do this, that?" And like one person came up to me and was like, "Hey, do you want to be my boyfriend?" I'm like, "Okay, sure." Like, do you have an apartment or whatever they called them, or like a studio? I'm like, "Yeah, okay." They go and like they visit. Okay, cool, awesome. Here's a couple things, like cool. Here's a couple things, cool. All right, I'll see you later, boyfriend. I'm like, "Yeah, I'll see you later, girlfriend." What? Weird. And then down the road, I'm like, "Is it that people fucking do in this game?" So I just went up to another random girl. I'm like, "Hey, you want to be my girlfriend?" And they're like, "Sure." I'm like, "Cool, awesome." But then my other girlfriend was my other girlfriend's like, "Hey, what are you doing right now?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I'm just talking to people, I guess." "Cool. Do you want to hang out?" I'm like, "A little bit busy right now." And then at one point, it's so dumb. This is
Justin had Coca-Cola homes in different area codes.
I had some Coca-Colas. Yes, I had a couple of Coca-Colas. But at one point, they're like, "Hey, can you meet me at your apartment or studio?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I go there, and both people are there. It's like, "We found out what you've been doing." I'm like, what? And they're like, "We're not gonna be boyfriend and girlfriend anymore." And I'm like,
you got found out, man.
I'm heartbroken.
And I'm like,
You're trying to
"Okay."
play the game, and you got caught.
Well, it gets better.
Was this all one day, by the way?
This is like in a day or two or something. That I can't remember exactly. But it continues on because they're like, those people gave me some pretty good like decorations for the house, like you saw for the studio.
They wanted it back,
and yeah, they're like, "We want our stuff back." I'm like, "Okay, nope." Sign out, close the game, and never open it up again.
Oh no! Oh no!
I'm like,
you broke their heart. Listen, you animal. You were bad, man.
Goodness.
My God, dude. And then the more I thought about it, I'm like, man, that was really mean. Like, that was kind of a jerk move. Like, I don't think it's kind of at that time where I realized, I'm like, I don't ever want to do that to people ever again. But then at the same time.
To be fair, Justin, they were two 4-year-old men that were trying to lure you in public, so.
They
were competing against each other to lure you. And then they found out that you were trying to be lured by both of them. Like, we don't want to lure you anymore.
This is ridiculous.
It was a moment where, yeah, like it's at a moment I'm like, I also got to be careful with who I talk to on the internet. Like that is like the real like, because remember back when I was younger, we didn't have like, you know, when I was my son's age, we didn't have everything like that we see before us now. I didn't have online chatting. I didn't have all that stuff like until I was closer to, I want to say 10 maybe close to my actual teens. I was using things like MSN Messenger and whatnot. And that's when, but I only talk to my friends. That's the only ever people I talk to, or I would talk to my friends of friends or my cousin's friends. That's about as far as my circle went. But nowadays, like those private quote unquote chat rooms, because MSN Messenger or you know, what's it called? AOL Messenger's not a thing anymore. ICQ was a dangerous one because like you could talk to anyone everywhere. That was more of a dangerous thing. But like like we didn't have this idea of like you need to be careful who the fuck you talk to or what you talk about because God knows when. And
do you know
what's up?
No, sorry, you can finish your point.
Oh, it's just like it is this idea now that like when I look at my son and like he's like, oh, I'm gonna play some Minecraft. I'm like, you play Minecraft, you make sure your fucking microphone's not on, you don't have the headset on. Because like he plays like because now Minecraft on the Xbox has like those public servers, like those game modes that you can play with, and people are just fucking
So I was gonna say my first time ever being feared by online communication, which it was before then I had MSN and stuff, and I would talk to MSN. You basically had to have someone's email to do it, so you'd only talk to like your friends. Now, to be fair, I didn't realize back then like it's probably easier. You could just type in any email, talk to a stranger. But I like did that. That's basically the gist of it. But then you know I played video games, and I finally like actually went on the mic once with my friends playing like MW2 or something. And then somebody was like, oh my God, this kid sucks. Like, to me. And then me and my friend were playing, and we're like, shut up, idiot. And we thought we were like so funny. Yeah. And then this dude is like, shut the fuck up, you little pussy. I'll come to your house and kill your whole family. And then me and my friend were like, and we just, you know, we're like 12 years old. So we're like, how does he know where our house is? And we like left the game and we were so scared. I didn't play it for like a month. Yeah. And then now looking back on it, he was just being a fucking like 20-year-old dickhead who was just yelling at a kid. But I mean, to be fair, I called him an idiot. But
I had a few experiences like that in the like the Halo lobbies and Call of Duty lobbies, and I kind of learned a lot about the internet and life through RuneScape, because there was a whole thing of like people scamming each other. It was like, oh, I'm selling this item for fucking, you give me 10k gold, then I'll give it to you, and then they just like take the gold and run. Yeah. And so it was like a good thrown into the fire way of learning about scamming. I'm like, oh, don't trust these people on the internet who are trying to sell shit and trying to just get your account information. And that was also a thing on fucking RuneScape. It was looking for RuneScape GF, looking for RuneScape BF to share money with.
But it was a scam.
It was a scam. It was a scam.
The RuneScape's full of scams. Yeah. People just trying to get that bag on old school RuneScape.
Now, do you know what's not a scam? A message from our sponsor.
Who would that be?
It's us. What? Crazy. I know the Smooth My Balls guy is contacting me one more time and I said no thanks still. All right. But this episode. Now we're calling no Biden. Yeah. This episode of the SSN Podcast is brought to you by us. More specifically, patreon.com/SelectStar Network, where you can go ahead and support us there at the $1.20 mark, all the way up to $1,000 if you're a madman. We have different tiers for different things. If you want to see this, which is normally behind a service tier, which is the live and uncut, which I believe is $11.50 or $15.50 if you're Canadian, you can see this live, unedited. But then also you get 10% off the merch store. You also get this ad-free video and audio form, and the post show that normally is all behind that lovely. If you cannot afford that, we totally understand. You go ahead and still support us here on twitch.tv/SSNplays, youtube.com/liveselectstart. Follow, like, subscribe, and share. Literally, that is the biggest thing that will help us grow, is people coming in, sharing and liking our stuff. And we love you for it. The best things that can ever happen to us for your support. All right.
And scene.
You think they bought it?
Yes. Fuck. Those bastards never knew what hit them. All right, let's reveal. Let's take off our masks.
Recording.
Yeah, let's reveal take off our masks. Really, I'm done. I can't talk.
The Ninja Turtles.
Yes, there were Ninja Turtles. I was gonna say that we're
Ninja
40.
Turtles?
I was gonna say that we're 40-year-old men trying to groom our schmucks.
Whoa, let's not say that.
No, we are okay with not saying that.
No, we're not saying that. We're not saying that.
Not doing that today.
No.
We are people who call people idiots in COD lobbies. That's who we are.
Yes.
And then they threaten our families.
Yeah.
And then we cry.
Oh my god. All right. We are getting near the end of the show. Is there something you guys want to talk about before we go into the post show? Because I have one topic that relates back to the internet that I would like to talk about. But if you can't think of something, that's fine. But is there something you guys want to talk about?
Not specifically, no. I'm good.
Lib?
No.
All right. Then, with that, we're going to head on over to the post show, which normally, let's see, if you go to patreon.com/Luxor Network, you don't have to worry about this. It's going to happen now. We're going to black out the screen for a quick second just to set it up for me for a later date. So thank you for joining. If you're not sticking around, we love you, and we'll see you later. Bye. All right, and welcome to the post show. All right. Okay.
Are we doing post show live?
Yeah, post show's going to be live.
Yay.
They get to see a little extra content. I want to talk to you guys about this because reminiscing about my past online experiences made me realize that when I was younger, I was a piece of shit. And I want to see if you guys have had similar situations happen before. So when I was younger, I was probably in my 20s at the time because it depends when the game came. This is the one example that I can remember. And it is of the very first UFC game that came out on Xbox. And I'm going to see if I can get the game. UFC game. It was made by the same people who did the wrestling games. Fortunately, I'm not going to be able to figure it off the bat. Doesn't matter. Sorry, what was it?
I think it was THQ.
Yeah, probably. UFC. I think you're right. Undisputed. Yeah, it was Undisputed. And I was playing against a bunch of people who did this goddamn strat that drove me fucking. Where the game was broken because you could walk up to your opponent and start doing uppercuts, but they weren't real uppercuts. Basically, your fighter and Quentin Jackson in the game was the accused problem of this, where instead of doing like proper uppercuts out and stuff, they would just. But because they were doing this, like just super close to the body, what ends up by happening is for some reason the hit detection was still as if you're getting hit from afar. And people would just literally walk up to you and just go uppercut, and nonstop. And you can't block those. So in the game, they wouldn't let you block the uppercuts. And if you try to go for a takedown and that happens, you get shot in the head, and then you're knocked out. And this one dude was such an ass that he kept on doing that to the point where I'm like, you know what? Fuck this guy. I walked up to the back of my Xbox, and I ripped the Ethernet cord out, and I got disconnected. And I'm like, that problem solved. Not even 2 minutes later, I plug it back in. I go to start playing the game again. I get a message from this dude on Xbox. Oh, what the fuck's wrong with you? You trying to fuck pussy? You won't fight me? I'm like, oh no, sorry, my internet PC. No, sorry, there's nothing you can do about it. And they're like, oh, what? No, oh yeah, whatever. You fucking lie. You fucking using a lot worse terminology than I'm using right now. Obviously, back then.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whatever. If you want to fight again, I'll fight. We could do a rematch. No, whatever. You're another little bitch. You fuck bitch. And like, this is through Xbox messages. And I sit there and I'm like, why am I even bothered to listen to this guy? Go, boom, block, delete, done. Have you guys ever done something like that where you've rage quitted away from a game that badly where like you shut it down?
Yep.
Not in the middle of maybe in the middle of a game and that, but like I've never gotten to the point where I've been the one yelling at people like that, but I don't know, I've always been able to disconnect myself from that. It's just a game.
I do. I do it today. And I'll do it often. It all depends. Like, I think that I really need to be pushed to the limit for me to do it. But usually when I rage quit a game, it's for my own health that I'm like, I need to step away from this right now. And the thing is, I like when you're talking about messages, I've been on the end of different messages. I don't think I've ever messaged anybody first, but I've gotten messaged a lot on Xbox because that's what Xbox users are like. But I think that specific, like, I never ever take it to a rage when like someone will message me and do something. I'll rather just be a dick back, or I'll just be really stupid. This one dude got really pissed off and was messaging me about calling me like a pussy and all this shit. And then I just kept asking if he was single. Like, I just don't know why. I just thought that'd be funny. I was just like, dude, that's crazy. Like, are you single though? And then he would ignore it, and then I'd be like, oh, dude, nice point, but like, are you single? Like, and then he got like kind of weirded out. He's like, why are you asking me if I'm single? I'm like, I'm just wondering. Like, I think it's, you know, a fair question. And I don't know. I get it a lot. I was thinking though, like, you know, like you're talking about cheese strats a lot.
Yeah.
I've actually gotten messaged because of cheese strats, but it's because I was doing them.
Yeah, so, me too.
in Smite, there it was me, my buddy Logan, and my brother St. John. And there's a 3v3 game mode. And we did this tactic where I would go in as Hades and do his big pull alt.
Yeah.
And then St. John would drop the Cupid alt, which doesn't let you use your movement abilities. While my buddy's playing the new character Gilgamesh that has this big AoE damage alt. So we basically stopped them from moving while doing like a shit ton of damage. And we would just insta-kill them every time. And then they surrendered after 10 minutes. And then they all messaged us and called us a bunch of names and shit. And then once we got those messages, we knew that the strat works. Like, that's how you know, like, it's effective.
Yeah.
I used to do that strat with the only fighting game that I've like have any real experience with. It was Soul Calibur 2. I would always play it with one of my older brothers, and I had the worst strat where I would play the character Keelik, character with a super long bow staff.
Oh my god!
All I would do is I would just link kind of like all the way back in the back with the bow staff, and go yeah, just over and over again.
And then they can't get close to you.
Exactly, it was a great strat. And my one got
my brother
told me that I did it.
I got for two Christmases ago. I got Soul Calibur 6 for a gift, and I played it with my brother. And he picked Nightmare, who's got the giant-ass sword.
Yep.
And we literally fought 20 fights in a row, and I couldn't even touch him. Like, I won like probably 3 rounds, and then I never played the game again. I was so upset. It was my Christmas present. And St. John knows that he ruined that game for me. We've talked about it, but I hate you for that, Colin. Like,
so there were 2 games like that for me. One of them was Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3, and I would play Cooler, and I would play against my brother. My brother's older, and he thought he was really good at the game, and we would play, and I would purposely let him beat me down to the point where I would die, and he thought he won the game. But Cooler had an ability that you can attach to him that if he gets defeated, he comes back as Metal Cooler, which means he was stronger and faster and all that jazz. So I would let him beat me down, I die, I come back as Metal Cooler, and I would literally wipe the fucking floor with him. Like, everything that he could do, I would teleport behind him, boom, bitch slap. And I'd always set it up that I would do a beam attack, so then he would have to initiate the teleport to the back, because then I did it to him, then he would do it to me, but I always have more bars of energy than him because I let him initiate it first. So at the end of all the teleports, he can't go any further. I'm right behind him. I just fucking double axe handle, just bash him in the head. Oh my god, dude, I loved it so much. Or I have
a question about that real quick though.
Go for it.
Did he ever say, wow, you're getting good at this game? Or did he go, you just picked that same character who's so easy, and just yell at you?
Oh, he would just walk away at some points when he'd had enough.
Oh.
But then he's like, you know what? Like, he got tired of me doing it. He's like, I want to see you do that to someone else. So that's when we started our like online against people, and I would do the exact same thing. I would let them beat me to the point where I would die, come back as Meta Cooler, and just fucking bitch slap them left and right. It was one of the best feelings in the world. It was, but yeah, he never learned his lesson. He never told me not to pick Cooler.
I remember one time, one thing I still kind of feel bad about is my buddy Dan coming over, I think 2 years ago. But anywho, he came over to hang out. He wanted to try the new Smash Bros because he hasn't played it yet, and I played it. And I was like, oh, do you want me to to try, or do you want me just to pick so? He's like, if you want, he's like, yeah, I kind of know fighting games. If you want to pick somebody, go ahead. And I picked Captain Falcon and 3-stocked him in 30 seconds.
Oh my god!
And then he was like, okay, I know I said I wanted you to try, but he's like, did you invite me over just to do this? And I was like, I know. And then he was like, okay, I still want to play the game, but can you just not do that? And I was like, okay, I'm sorry. And there was another time too, Injustice 2. I got really good at Deadshot, and if you played Injustice 2, you know that Deadshot only uses ranged attacks.
Yeah.
And when you get close to him, he has a really good combo that gives you a basically full screen advantage. So I got really good with him, and I got a lot of messages on Xbox because of how good I was with Deadshot.
That just reminds me of Liberty, that video that we recorded but ended up lost of us playing, I think it was UFC, where we created custom characters. And I created the fucking minion character. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Oh my
Minion name. And you were just we had a lot of fun building the characters and doing a reveal with them and all that. But then we actually started playing the game and you just wiped the floor with me.
I know, but to be fair, you made your dude the shortest and the smallest size, and I don't think you maxed your stats out. I made my dude at 100 overall, so...
Okay, A, I had to make him a fucking minion. What do you expect of me? And B, we swapped characters for the second half of the video, and you still wiped the floor with me. Okay, you were playing with the weakest, shittiest character, and I was playing with max stats, and you just destroyed me.
I think, didn't we glitch the game out though? I'm pretty sure we fucked the game. It broke on us when we were playing, because that game was breaky as shit.
Yeah, we ended up outside the ring or something, and we were so disappointed that the hard drive broke or whatever that we lost the video.
I know.
Sad.
Minion name, I remember it now. Minion name fucking killed me. I love those old achievement hunter videos where they used to make the wrestlers and then do the 6-man whatever. I just love that created character they don't know until the reveal, and then it's fucking horrific, and you're like, oh god.
I still remember the Let's Play that we did a while back here. Was it something Ether? Was it Rivals of Ether?
Oh, yep.
The Rivals of Ether.
Yeah.
And I still remember this because we were playing, and then we were playing a flat map that had your traditional Omega style maps, whatever they're called, from Smash Bros. And you guys let me find out that there was a character that had electricity whip thing. Mm-hmm. And I still, because this made it into the video, and I still will always remember, I just sat to the end of the other map, and just go whip or zap, 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 zap. And then Colin's just who keeps zapping me? And Lib's just who do you think it is? And I'm like, haha, zap.
I remember, I so specifically remember you making that sound, and then you would cut zap, 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 zap. And then Colin's I'm like, what do you think? It was the tipping point for me. Oh my god,
that was amazing.
Dude,
that was amazing.
I remember too. Just for editing wise, I always thought it was funny. I think it was the old Smash Bros video we did with Harrison.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain I killed myself a ton of times, just suicided, and every single time you'd zoom in on my face and I'd go, I've killed myself again. And then it would just zoom back out. It fucking killed me. Dude, I might just watch a shit ton of old videos because those are so much fun.
Those were a blast to make. Oh my god. But yes, that will be the end of the post show, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone who sticked around. Thank you for the support, as always. We love y'all. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing Snatum, Resident Evil, the first movie, here live on twitch.tv/SSN Plays to continue the free weekend. But for now, we're going to go raid somebody. Show them some love. They deserve it. And we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Peace. I'm going to go eat some pizza pockets.
There you go.